Because all the decision making is centered around the chief minister's office, his own party cadres seem to feel a little marginalized. The Congress, my friends, has often been its own worst enemy in Kerala. The BJP, the dominant party of this country today by some distance, is a distant third player even now in Keralam. At a time when religion has become the defining badge of identity in dangerously polarizing manner, Kerala is defined by something far more inclusive: the idea of being Malayali.
Views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal, and do not reflect the views of any.
Namaskar, hello and welcome friends once again to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. This week on the Straight Bat, who is winning the battle for Keralam or Kerala, a state that goes to the polls in a few days from now? I'm just back after spending a week in the state that truly marches to its own beat, and before giving any prediction, which I believe is injurious to the health of most journalists, here are my 10 takeaways. Takeaway number 1. The ruling left front government in Keralam is facing anti-incumbency after 10 years in power, but, and this is an important but, the anti-incumbency is not as harsh as many pundits or indeed the opposition in Keralam seems to suggest till only a month ago. The anti-incumbency, my friends, I sensed is more in the nature of fatigue over a two-term chief minister. It is not against the MLAs of the left front. In fact, the MLAs of the left are seen to have connected well with their constituents, have mostly been seen to have done decent work on the ground, and in fact, many of them I found are rather popular in their constituencies. And remember, since a majority of those sitting left front MLAs are contesting again, the left may not do as badly as results in the December local body elections in Kerala had suggested. Takeaway number 2. At the left, right and center of the election campaign in Kerala is Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. His face dominates the Kerala skyline. Large posters and hoardings stare at you from every corner and highway. Interestingly, the Chief Minister was once referred to by historian Ramchandra Guha as Modi in a munda, the traditional Kerala dhoti, a reference to Vijayan's reputation as a tough, autocratic leader who brooks no dissent and has built a personality cult within an otherwise regimented, disciplined communist system. Vijayan has undoubtedly been seen as the left's mascot. He's won 2 elections in a row, a historic, unprecedented feat in itself. He is both the strength and liability for the CPIM in this election. He's tried to break away from a dogmatic left ideology, made the party more investor friendly to private investment, apart from providing a strong, stable leadership in difficult times, be it COVID, cyclones, landslides or floods. But because all the decision making is centered around the chief minister's office, his own party cadres seem to feel a little marginalized. There is a general agreement that under Vijayan's leadership, Kerala has benefited, especially in infrastructure and school education, but whether that's enough to avoid a 10-year fatigue factor is uncertain. At 80, Pinarayi Vijayan isn't getting any younger either. By the way, he shares a birthday with me. When I asked him whether he would retire, win or lose the election, he just smiled. That, Rajdeep ji, the party will decide. You see, politicians never tire or retire, especially when in power. Takeaway number 3. If the left front in Keralam is a one-man show, the Congress by contrast in Kerala is not short of CM faces. There are too many of them in fact. There is VD Satishan, the aggressive, tough-talking leader of the opposition. There is the long-serving, accessible Ramesh Chenitala. And there is the rough and tough KC Venugopal, who is widely seen as Rahul Gandhi's right-hand man in New Delhi. Not to forget the suave Shashi Tharoor, who would, I guess, have loved to be CM, but truth is he's now out of all local equations, even though he is campaigning hard for his party. The Congress, my friends, has often been its own worst enemy in Kerala. But at least this time, unlike in Haryana in 2024, the Congress leaders have managed to keep most of their factional fights behind closed doors. Yes, there is an element of overconfidence, some say, after their local body election victory, but in private, most of them who want to be CM, in public at least this time, are trying to give the impression of being a united front. The internal battles have also meant that the Congress ticket distribution, some would argue, was decided a little late, unlike the left. And in a close-run race, that can prove costly. Takeaway number 4. The BJP, the dominant party of this country today by some distance, is a distant third player even now in Keralam. It is seen more of a disruptor and vote cutter than a winner. The buzz across Kerala is that the BJP wants to ensure a third consecutive defeat for the Congress, that there may be some tacit deal making in some seats with the BJP, that the BJP wants to slowly poach on a demoralized Congress cadres if the Congress loses, with the long-term goal of first becoming the principal opposition party of Keralam and then maybe aiming for power over the next 10 to 15 years. Don't forget, my friends, the BJP as always is thinking long term and is ready to fight every election with vigor. The fifth takeaway. Kerala is one of the few states, Tamil Nadu being the other, where Rahul Gandhi in most surveys is seen as actually more popular than Prime Minister Modi. It's something I sensed on the ground as well. Many Keralites I met found Rahul Gandhi likable and sincere, and actually trusted and believed that Rahul Gandhi will deliver on the promises or the guarantees that the Congress is making, like free bus rides. But Rahul Gandhi is still seen as more of a national leader, not really as a politician who represented Wayanad in Kerala for 5 years in Parliament. And this might explain why the Congress has been doing better in national than state elections. But yes, there is a Rahul factor that benefits the Congress in Kerala, unlike maybe in the Hindi heartland. Takeaway number 6. Muslims have firmly consolidated behind the Congress in this election. And this could even result in a near UDF sweep, that's the Congress-led United Democratic Front, among the populous North Kerala belt, where Muslims are in large numbers. Remember, that's about 26% of the population across the state. But the alliance that the Congress has with the Muslim League is a double-edged sword. It consolidates the Muslim vote, but it also makes other communities wary of the UDF. Takeaway number 7. And this is a key takeaway. The Christian vote, never fully understood or estimated in Kerala's calculus. At around 18%, Christians are not an insignificant minority, but they are clearly not a monolith, divided as they are into various denominations, sects, and church orders. Interestingly, the BJP has been wooing Christian voters by demonizing Muslims as a common enemy of sorts. But the recent attacks on nuns in Chhattisgarh, the disruption of Christmas celebrations, and the proposed Foreign Contribution Regulation Act or FCRA amendments that were sought to be moved in Parliament have led to a trust deficit once again between the Christian community and Hindutva politics. In central Kerala, where Christians are around 28% and could influence the fortunes in 20 plus seats. The Congress this time is seen as a preferred option. Takeaway number 8. While the Congress, as I said, has a clear lead in the minority dominated areas of North and to some extent central Kerala, the left is hoping to maintain its domination over South Kerala. Minority consolidation can lead to a Hindu majority counter polarization, not just among the Edava community, which is the traditional vote bank of the left. And it is interesting that the left too is seen to be engaging this time in what one person in Kerala described to me as a soft Hindu left political outreach. The decision, for example, to review the Sabrimala judgment on allowing women entry into the temple is a case in point. A 9th takeaway. Keralites are obsessed with political debate. They love politics. They eat and breathe it, and will even speak on issues like West Asia war with great passion. In fact, I was at a chai shop and I got into a debate with them over LPG prices, and they said, no, LPG prices not issue in Kerala. You cannot blame center for it, blame Donald Trump. Now, in which chai shop would you hear people talking like that? The truth is, the average Keralite, my friends, is more concerned with basic delivery models in their neighborhood when it comes to voting preferences. Society is aspirational and geographically mobile. The job crisis among the youth in Kerala is genuine. Some would say it's dire. But the demand for accountability for promises made at local level trumps all else. In a sense, and this is important, politics in a state like Kerala has been so regionalized that both the Congress and the CPIM appear less like national parties here and more like Kerala local outfits where the Sarpanch is often more powerful than a sitting minister. This perhaps explains why Rahul Gandhi and Pinarayi Vijayan have been targeting each other as staunch adversaries and not as India alliance partners at the center. I found it very interesting that when I met both of them, Rahul at a speech and Pinarayi Vijayan in an interview, both of them accused the other of being the B team of the BJP. You see, Delhi is very distant when you're sitting in a Kochi or a Thiruvananthapuram. The political universe centers around the town or the village community. Takeaway number 10. What does all of this add up to? Kaun jeet raha hai Kerala? Who is winning Kerala? In my opinion, my friends, this is a close contest. 140 seats, remember, in the Kerala Assembly. Kaate ki takkar, close fight, where a dozen or so swing seats will decide or could decide the final outcome. To be honest, for the UDF, the Congress-led alliance, this is their election to lose, given their big victory in the local body polls in December, where anti-incumbency was deeper than expected. If that trend is maintained in a state election, the UDF should come back to power after 10 years out of it. But if the election stays hyper-localized, then the left, with its greater organizational muscle, could just even now have a chance, a real chance, to complete a remarkable hat trick. Am I playing safe? Yes, I am. Because I believe this is not a one-sided election. And because honestly, I prefer leaving the numbers game to pollsters and the Kerala lottery to Keralites. As a postscript, I want to say this, and please listen carefully. I want to salute the people of Keralam today for two important reasons after spending a few days there. Firstly, it is arguably one of the last remaining states in the country where politics is still seen as an ideological battle. The Ayaram, Gayaram culture has not coarsened its political culture as it has in some of the states across the country, including one of my home states like Goa. Most party cadres still retain fierce loyalty to their core beliefs. It also means that money alone doesn't matter as much as it does in the other more transactional business oriented states. I met a candidate in Kerala who said he spent less than 25 lakhs to win the 2021 elections. In other states, the expenses run into several crores. Yes, the freebie culture has contaminated Kerala politics, but most of the electoral promises made here are genuinely welfarist and income centric, and not the open bribery that we see in many other states. There is another reason I want to salute the people of Kerala today. At a time when religion has become the defining badge of identity in dangerously polarizing manner, Kerala is defined by something far more inclusive: the idea of being Malayali. You have temples, churches, mosques coexisting in harmony, a harmony that is reflected, or that was reflected when I was shooting there for elections on my plate. Because where else but in Kerala could I have mutton stew with appam for breakfast, fish curry rice, that mango fish curry rice for lunch, and a choice of pork or beef chili for dinner with no questions asked. No one even daring to even think of entering my kitchen and dictating food choices. Keralam, in that sense, or in many senses, celebrates true Indian diversity at its finest. A diversity that is based on mutual respect of each other's customs and traditions. All I can say is, in this respect, what Keralam thinks today, India must think tomorrow. Thank God, in that sense, for what some have described as God's own country. That was the Straight Bat. Do, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Jai Hind. Namaskar.